I just can't believe what I'm hearing today morning. Trump wants to take over Gaza. Trump wants to take over Gaza. What in the world is going on? Welcome to African Dad Reacts, where we break down global events in a way that makes sense. Today, I woke up in the morning and voila, what did I hear? I switched on TV and Trump was there speaking with Netanyahu. And what did I hear? He wants to take over Gaza. Can you believe it? He wants to take a whole country. He wants to take a country. I could not believe my eyes. Let's hear it from Trump himself.
I also strongly believe that the Gaza Strip, which has been a symbol of death and destruction for so many decades and so bad for the people anywhere near it, and especially those who live there, and frankly, who's been really very unlucky. It's been very unlucky. It's been an unlucky place for a long time. Being in its presence just has not been good, and it should not go through a process of rebuilding and occupation by the same people that have really stood there and fought for it and lived there and died there and lived a miserable existence there. Instead, we should go to other countries of interest with humanitarian hearts, and there are many of them that want to do this, and build various domains that will ultimately be occupied by the 1.8 million Palestinians living in Gaza, ending the death and destruction and, frankly, bad luck. This can be paid for by neighboring countries of great wealth. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12. It could be numerous sites, or it could be one large site. But the people will be able to live in comfort and peace, and we'll make sure something really spectacular is done. They're going to have peace. They're not going to be shot at and killed and destroyed like this civilization of wonderful people has had to endure. The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation again. A lot's happened in the last couple of weeks. We are actually a very respected nation again.
There you are. You heard it yourself. I could not believe this when I heard it in the morning. Trump is talking casually. I've seen many presidents before. I'm not a young person. I've seen many presidents talking, but for the first time, I'm shocked to hear an American president talking the way he's talking today. I've never heard this. Can you imagine? An American president wants to take over a country. It's like he's buying Malago. He's buying some property somewhere. So he wants to take over Gaza and then turn it into some Riviera, I'm thinking about Malago, but I'm just thinking about Malago where there are golf courses and the like. He said people from Gaza should be transferred somewhere else. Basically, that's what he wants. Then he can then build a place. He didn't just quote what he said. He said that take over Gaza and do what? Do away with the buildings that have been destroyed there and then put up some Riviera. What's a Riviera? When I heard of the word Riviera, what came to mind is what? Malago. His beautiful place where you can play golf and the like. What came to my mind first was, what about the people in there? What about the people in Gaza? Where will they go to? So, we have seen what Trump has said. Now, let's go to the next thing. What does Trump mean when he says he's taking over Gaza? I mean, he's not buying a piece of land. No, there's a country. Are we talking about military control? Are we talking about a peacekeeping mission? Or is Trump just being Trump? Let's break it down. To understand why Trump's statement is a big deal, let's rewind a bit. Gaza. Where is Gaza? We all know that Gaza is in the Middle East. Gaza is a neighbor of Israel. Gaza is a small country. We're going to see a video about that. It's a heavily contested territory. Israel, by the way, invaded it in 1967 war, the 6-day war. And since that time, 1967, Israel went and took control of Gaza, and they stayed there from 1967 till 2005. After leaving 2005, a group calling itself Hamas went in and won elections in Gaza. So Hamas has been there for all that time. And Hamas and Israel have been arch enemies. So Hamas took over, and since then the region has been a hotspot for war. Okay, let's look at a video where you can give us a short history of Gaza.
Gaza is only about 25 miles long and 7 miles wide, but this small strip of land is one of the most fought over in history. It was an Egyptian base, a royal city for the Philistines, and the place where the Hebrew hero Samson, betrayed by Delilah, met his death. Since then, much blood has been spilled. The most recent contest for Gaza began at the end of World War II, when persecuted Jews travelled to Israel from Europe looking for a new start after the horrors of the Holocaust. In 1947, the United Nations created a plan to split Palestine into two lands, one for Jews and one for the Arab people. Backed by the US President Harry S. Truman, David Ben-Gurion, Israel's founder, proclaimed the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948. Egypt then attacked Israel through the Gaza Strip. Israel was victorious, but Gaza remained under the control of Egypt, and an influx of Palestinian refugees began. In 1967, war broke out between Israel, Egypt, Jordan and Syria. In what became known as the Six-Day War, Israel seized the Gaza Strip and held it for 40 years. Israel pulled its forces out of Gaza in 2005. In 2006, Hamas, a group sworn to destroy Israel and listed by the United States, the European Union and others as a terrorist group, won a landslide victory in Palestinian legislative elections. Hamas was now in control of the territory. However, Israel still controls much of the area's access to and from the Gaza Strip. Since then, Israel and Hamas have been exchanging blows. Israel maintains that Hamas is a violent terror organization, while Hamas says that they represent an oppressed people being victimized by the Jewish state. The international community continues to press for a cease in violence, but for now, the Strip's population of 1.8 million people are trapped in the crossfire.
Okay, so we have seen the video, a short history of the Gaza Strip. We saw that Gaza is actually a small country. It's like a state, but small, only 25 kilometers long and 7 kilometers wide. It's a small, tiny state. And in there, before the war, there were buildings packed, solid buildings packed all over. Now, if you look at TV captions on Gaza now, all the buildings are basically destroyed. Sorry, I'm not an expert on Gaza, but when I look at the pictures that I see on TV, about like 70% of buildings are basically destroyed. So you wonder, even if they had to have a peace deal now, the Gazans, if you ask them to go back to their homes, where they'll go back to? The buildings are basically completely ruined. So now we have an idea as to where Gaza is, a short history of Gaza. So what was the response of Hamas? As we heard, Hamas is an organization which was elected by the people from Gaza in 2007 to run the affairs of Gaza, and they have been a thorn in the flesh of Israel ever since. In fact, like we said before, they've been branded as a terrorist organization by the US, the European Union, and even Israel too. So you expect that Hamas will not be happy with what they had from Trump today. Hamas was not going to take Trump's proposal lightly. During the war that took place for 1.5 years, from October 7th, 2023, Israel has been eliminating many Hamas leaders. Many Hamas leaders were actually killed. Hamas that remain now will not take this lying down. I want to see the next video so I can hear the response of Hamas.
Because senior Hamas officials now have released statements following the comments by Donald Trump on the permanent resettlement of Palestinians from Gaza. And they say, and we quote, We consider it a recipe for creating chaos and tension in our region. Our people in the Gaza Strip will not allow these plans to pass. What is required is an end to the occupation and aggression against our people, not their expulsion from their land. Our people in Gaza have thwarted displacement and deportation plans under bombardment for more than 15 months. They are rooted in their land and will not accept any schemes aimed at uprooting them from their homeland. Mohan Bashara is Al Jazeera senior political analyst and joins us now from Doha. Hamas is only reiterating really what many Arab states are already saying, Marwan.
Yes, it's besides Jordan and Egypt. In fact, the 6 members of the contact group of the Arab League that was commissioned with being in touch with the outside world since the Gaza war or the war on Gaza started, they all 6 of them have come out against the idea of displacing Palestinians outside Gaza, and basically sent that answer to the Trump administration. They sent it to the United Nations, and they basically made it public to the whole world. That, of course, doesn't seem to have convinced the Trump administration. President Trump continues to insist that, well, they said no, but we will make them say yes. Basically, that America has leverage with a lot of Arab countries.
What was really interesting about
dreaming.
Sorry, I do apologise.
Not because America doesn't have leverage.
I apologise, Marwan. Please continue.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say there was a lot said in this press conference.
I'm just saying that I think he's.
I'm sorry, the time delay is a bit of an issue here. Please continue, Marwan.
Yes, you've seen from the video, Hamas, which the U.S. designates as a terrorist organization, sees any foreign intervention in their country as a direct threat. The response to President Trump's speech at the White House, complete rejection. I don't blame them. Complete rejection. Yes, because somebody wants to come to your country. He wants to remove all the citizens from your country and take over the country and put up golf courses and a Riviera. Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, I hope you noticed that what he showed there, Hamas, nobody was showing his face. Nobody was speaking. It was basically Hamas. Why? Because Israel has been eliminating them one by one. So anyway, so you understand what's going on over there. So, but it's not just Hamas. It's not just Hamas who is against what Trump was talking about at the White House. No. Many Arab nations are against it. Some of them have not yet commented yet, but I'm sure when they come out to comment, they'll all come out to say, no, we don't want people from Gaza Strip to be moved from there. We don't want America to come and own Gaza Strip. To me, by the way, I think it's just, I don't know what Trump was thinking about. I think it's just crazy. Yes, crazy. I'm usually conservative, but this time I think he went beyond. He wants to come and take over a country, throw out the citizens from the country and put up golf courses in there. I think it's crazy. Okay, so it's not just Hamas. I'm sure Egypt, I'm sure Iran, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, I'm sure none of them. I'm going to hear if any country from the Arab nations is going to support what he's talking about, I'll be very, very shocked. I'll be very, very shocked. What about the US government? In fact, when I heard Trump speaking, I asked myself, hey, this man, the president, does he have advisors? Did he actually talk to his advisors in the US government? Did they sit down and agree, okay, this is what you're going to say? I'm not in the government, even my own country, I've never worked in the government, but I'll be shocked if I knew that they sat down and agreed this is what I was going to talk about. Will they allow Trump to do this? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like for them to do such a thing, Congress has to be involved. He has never gone to Congress to ask Congress for any permission. He wants to come. It's like he's buying some property in the US. Buy some property and put up some golf courses. This is a country. It's very interesting. Yes. So I'm not surprised with the response from Hamas. I've not heard other countries responding, but I'm sure I know what kind of response they're going to give. The response will be a complete no. What's my take on all of this? The events that have taken place today. By the way, what has happened today is very interesting. I'm sure there are many people around the Middle East that are very, very emotional about it. Imagine somebody showing up in your home and tells you, I have a small house where I come from. A small, tiny house. Okay? I struggled to put it up. Imagine somebody coming to my home, I'll be there with my wife and my family, and they tell me, no, you have to move out, we want to take over, You go look for a place somewhere else. You want to. To me, it's like that. It's like you have your home. This is your home. Somebody wants to come and pull you out because he wants to put up whatever, some Riviera or some golf course or something like that. Yeah, that's how I look at it. And that's, well, I don't know how other people look at it, but that's my take on it. I don't know if you feel the way I'm feeling, but I'm feeling like seriously. See, can this really happen? I want you to go to the comment section and comment. If you think I'm right to feel the way I'm feeling, please write it down there. If you feel that I'm wrong, please write it down there and please explain why. I'm usually very timid. I'm not usually hyper, but seriously, this time Trump was actually on my nerves. Okay, I'm from a country in Africa. Okay. By the way, when I had this, what came to my mind is before Israel was taken to where they are now in the Middle East, Britain at that time, Britain was the colonizer of Uganda. The plan that time was to bring the country Israel to Uganda. They were calling that the Pearl of Africa, to Uganda. Okay? So they could have done that. They could have put Israel to be probably like Victoria, where Uganda is right now. I'm happy that not happened. I'm happy that not happened. So what's your take on this? Please, number one, I want you, if you liked the discussion that I had today, please press on the like button and write your comments like I've just mentioned, okay, to support whatever I said, or if you feel there are some other comments that something I should have said, write them in the comments, okay? And please subscribe to the channel so that you can be able to be notified every time a new video comes out. Thank you for being with us up to this time and for your support. See you next time.